So, very good morning to you all my students. Today we are going to study about the fifth chapter, market structure and pricing. So, still we are in the fifth chapter. We are in the end of the chapter. Only one or two topics are there in the fifth lesson. So, in this class we will finish the fifth chapter, the market structure and pricing. So, as we know that when you are going to study about a particular topic in the class, we used to recall what we have prepared in the last class. So, in the fifth chapter, market structure and pricing, the last class we have studied about the perfect competition, about the imperfect competition and the monopoly. We study about the monopoly, duopoly and oligopoly. Mono means single and duo means double sellers or two sellers, and oligopoly means a few sellers or few firms. So, the last class we study about how the price and output determination under monopoly, and how price and output, or how the equilibrium gets, a firm gets a equilibrium under monopolistic competition. So, there is a difference between the monopoly competition and monopolistic competition. Monopoly competition means a single firm or a single seller, we study about the particular firm or particular producer, about their price and output and their profit or and their equilibrium. And the monopolistic competition, under this monopolistic competition, where there are many firms selling differential product, and there is a competition which is there, and I told you about the paste, soap, shampoo. The same the name of shampoo, there are different kinds of companies like Colgate, Pepsodent and Vicco, turmeric. So, likewise we can say so many examples or so many varieties, differentiated products in the monopolistic competition. And also there is a soap, shampoo, and I told you under the monopolistic competition. So, there is a soap, but there is a Hammam, there is a Synthol, there is a Medimix, there is a Mysore Sandal, there is a Dettol soap. So, likewise there is a different products, differentiated products, and also in the shampoo. So, these are all we have discussed in the monopolistic competition about the various differentiated products, and I told you that this monopolistic competition refers to the competition among a large number of sellers, producing close but not perfect substitute for each other, that we have studied in the last class. And price and output determination under monopolistic competition, in the short run, how the firm gets equilibrium. The first diagram gets a normal profit, in second diagram in the last class we have studied about the loss. So, until that we have completed the last class. Today the page number 111, the same chapter, the fifth chapter, we are going to study about the long run equilibrium. The last class we have studied about the short run equilibrium. In the short run, how a firm gets a equilibrium, how it gets a normal profit, how it gets a loss, how the average cost and marginal cost, when the price and the output, how for the structure. So, according to that, how we the firm, the producer get profit and loss, we have studied in the last class. In this class, we are going to study about the long run. There is a short run and long run. In the last class, I have studied about there is in the market very short period, market period, long period, and very long period. The economics time has divided into the time of periods, so not clock. So in the last class itself we have studied about the different kinds of periods in the economics. Very short period, market period, long period and very long period. So in the last class we studied about how the price and output determination under short period. You know that the short period means the supply will be less, all the factors fixed, only one or two variables can be changed. So likewise we have studied about the short run, what are the short run happens. In the long run we are going to study today about the long run, how a firm gets equilibrium or a group of firm gets equilibrium. In the long run means all the factors are variable. They can exchange or they can change any factors of production, whether increase or decrease, whether increasing the labor or decreasing the machinery, nor increasing the machinery or decreasing the labors, and increasing the investments, capital, machineries. Some innovation thoughts will be there in the long run because it has enough time. They have the long time to prepare. The long run, the planning curve, and the curve we can say that there is a planning curve, and the last class we have studied. So in the short run, the firm under monopolistic competition may earn supernormal profit or loss. In the last class we have studied. In the short run, a company or firm, they may get abnormal profit or maybe loss. That is in the short run. But in the long run, always the curve will be a planning curve. There is no place for a loss. Always in the long run, and the firm or a group of the equilibrium firm or producer will earn a profit or a normal profit. But in the long run, the entry of the new firms in the industry will wipe out the supernormal profit earned by the existing firm. So understand that. So there is a new industry and the existing industry in the long run. In the short run, only the same industry or same producer will be producing. So there is no place for new industry or new firms or new producer will enter in the market where during the short period. But in the long period, the new firms enter into the industry and will wipe out the supernormal profit earned by the existing firms. அப்ப ஏற்கனவே ஒரு நிறுவனம் உள்ள வேலை செஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கான், அவன் நிறைய சம்பாதிச்சிருந்திருப்பான், நிறைய ப்ராஃபிட் பார்த்திருந்திருப்பான், நிறைய சப்ளை பண்ணியிருந்திருக்கலாம். But in the long run, all the factors are variable. So it means that a new firm or new industry can enter, will wipe out the earning the supernormal profit earned by the existing firm. அப்ப புதுசா உள்ள நுழையறவன் என்ன பண்றான், ஏற்கனவே வேலை செஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த நிறுவனத்தினுடைய ப்ராஃபிட் என்ன பண்றான், தூக்குறான் வெளியில. I will give you the supply, I will give you more production, I will give you more supply, I will give the maximum price, I will reduce the price of my commodity. So they will competition, they will come and enter, the new firm enter into the industry and wipe out the supernormal profit earned by the existing firms. So the entry of the new firms and exit of loss making firms will result in normal profit. In the long run, when the entry of the new firms and exit of loss making firms will result in the long run, what? There will be a normal profit. So profit for the firms in the industry. So in the long run, AR curve is more elastic. See that, please see the diagram. The AR curve, the demand curve, or we can say that AR curve, it is flatter and it is more elastic because plenty of substitutes are available. Already I told you, in the long run there are more substitutes products. That's why I told you in the long run all factors are variable. In the short run all factors are fixed. Only one or some factors can be variable. But in the long run all factors can be variable. They may exchange or they may change the total over plant of the projects. அப்படியே தலைகளோட மாத்திரலாம். So it is in the long run. So in the long run, so it is long run equilibrium diagram. The y-axis indicates AR, average revenue, average cost, marginal revenue, marginal cost, and also it indicates the price in the y-axis. In the x-axis, the quantity of output produced. So the AR is more elastic. This AR curve is more elastic and flatter because plenty of substitutes are available. Hence the firms will earn only normal profit, not supernormal profit, nor incur loss. In that situation, when the AR is more elastic or when the AR is flatter, okay, where it is tangent to the average cost, the AR curve, so there are more substitutes are available. Hence the firms will earn only a normal profit. So the only condition for the equilibrium in the short run, MC is equal to MR. In the short run, marginal cost, marginal revenue, if it is equal, there will be equilibrium in the short run. But there is two conditions for the equilibrium in the long run. What? The long run, in the long run, there should be an MC is equal to MR. MC is equal to MR and AC is equal to AR. Please understand, in the long run, how a firm or producer gets an equilibrium, in the long run, MC is equal to MR, marginal cost and marginal revenue should be equal, and average cost and average revenue also should be an equal in the long run. Then only a firm or group of the firm can get the equilibrium or they can get the normal profit. But in the short run, the last class, in the short run, how a firm or group of the firm gets an equilibrium? Only when MC is equal to MR. Marginal cost and marginal revenue, when it is equal, there will be an equilibrium in the short run. Now we are studying about, now we are learning about the long run. In the long run, there is two conditions how a firm or producer gets an equilibrium. So in the long run, MC is equal to MR. Short run la MC MR equal இருந்துச்சு. அதே போல the same thing in the long run two condition, in the short run one condition, the firm gets an equilibrium or the normal profit. So in the long run there is two condition, MC is equal to MR and AC is equal to MR. So marginal cost is equal to MR, marginal revenue, and average cost is equal to average revenue. Only if there is two conditions are there in the diagram, or they followed by the firm or followed by the group of the firm or by the person, then only they get the equilibrium or they get the normal profit. So that is the via diagram we are going to explain how MC is equal to MR. See the diagram. The y-axis indicates AR, AC, average cost, marginal revenue, marginal cost, and also it indicates the price, y-axis. And in the x-axis, the quantity of output. See how the long run MC is equal to MR. Where the MC curve? See that long run marginal cost curve. The data போட்டுருக்கோம் பாருங்க. It is an long run marginal cost curve. இது வந்து MC. MC should be equal to MR ங்கறோம். Where is MR? See that MR curve. MR curve. It is downward sloping down. And in the both MR and MC, where it cuts, in this place where MC and MR cuts each other, in this point a foam gets an equilibrium. வந்துருச்சா? first condition வந்துருச்சு. அப்ப MC யும் MR என்ன இருக்கு? ஈக்குவலா இருக்கு. இந்த பாயிண்ட் E. MC is equal to MR, long run. அடுத்தது AC is equal to AR. MC is equal to MR ஆவும் இருக்கணும் and also AC is equal to AR. average cost உம் average revenue என்னவா இருக்கணும்? ரெண்டு சமமா இருந்தா தான் அந்த group of the foam or the foam gets an equilibrium. Where AC is equal to AR, where here AC, see that long run average cost curve. I have written the board. It is the average cost, AC. Where the AR, see the AR curve. அப்ப AR curve AC curve இங்க டச் ஆகுதா? இந்த Q point. In this point, the foam gets an equilibrium where AC is equal to AR, where MC is equal to MR. See the diagram? The condition has come in the diagram. So in that situation, a foam or group of the foam gets an equilibrium or normal profit. I hope that you are very good to understand. It's very easy. The condition of the foam, what that? In the long run, MC is equal to MR, AC is equal to AR. Short run la only MC is equal to MR. Here in the long run should be two condition. MC is equal to MR, AC is equal to AR. This has come in the diagram. MC and MR here is equal and AC and AR here is equal at the point of OM output. At the point of OM output at OP price level. இந்த லெவல்ல சொல்றேன். At OP price level, at OM quantity, there is an marginal cost, average cost and average revenue is equal and marginal cost and marginal revenue also equal. வந்துருச்சு பாருங்க. இது என்னது? MC and MR equal. இங்க AC AR வந்துருச்சா? So this is the point in the long run. That's why I told you from the beginning. Here in the long run all the factors are variable, all the substitute products are closed. There are the homogeneous products, we can say that, and there should be an AC is equal to AR, MC is equal to MR. New firms can enter into the market. In the short run la enna சொல்லிருக்கேன்? No new firms can enter. Short run la வந்து யார் அங்க இருக்கிறானோ அவன் மட்டும் தான் அங்க முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. குறுகிய காலத்துல அங்க எங்க என்ன பையர் இருக்கிறான் என்ன செல்லர் இருக்கிறானோ அவனோட முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. There is no new firm or new buyer or new seller will come go on increasing, or supply will be fixed in the market period or short period. But in the long period there will be a planning curve. The supply is an more elastic. That's why the AR is an flatter, is a more elastic. So in the more elastic, when the AR is flatter, and the new entry of the new firm can enter and wipe out the profit earned by the existing firm. அப்ப என்ன பண்றான்? ஏற்கனவே ஆதிக்கம் பண்ணி ஏற்கனவே நிறைய உள்ள ஒருத்தன் சம்பாதிச்சிட்டு இருக்கிறான். அப்ப அவனை ஃபீட் பண்றதுக்கு என்ன பண்றான்? புதுசா உள்ள நியூ firm can enter and they will wipe out the profit of the existing firm. அப்ப புதுசா உள்ள ஒரு நிறுவனம் உள்ள பூந்து என்ன பண்ணிடுறான்? பழைய நிறுவனத்தை வெளியே அனுப்பிட்டு புதுசா உள்ள அவங்களோட போட்டி போட்டு அவனுக்கு நிகரான அல்லது அவனை விட அதிகமான ப்ராஃபிட்டையோ அல்லது அவனுக்கு அதிகமான சப்ளையோ அல்லது விலையை குறைத்தோ அல்லது அதிகமான குவாண்டிட்டியை அதிகப்படுத்தியோ மக்களுடைய டிமாண்டை பொறுத்து மக்கள்கிட்ட நல்ல பேர் எடுத்தோ என்ன பண்ணிடுறான்? They will increase the supply. Who? The new firm. So that's why in the long run all the factors are variable. The all factors are variable ங்கிறது இதுதான். The new firm can enter, the existing firm can come out. Okay, so this is about the long run, how a long run the firm or a group of the firm gets an equilibrium. So in the diagram, equilibrium is achieved at the point E. The equilibrium output is OM, and the equilibrium price is, as I told you, OP, and MQ is the average cost. MQ is an average cost, and MQ thus long run under monopolistic competition, that is equilibrium is AR is equal to AC. AR AC is equal, and MC is equal to MR equal, I told you. So it means that F firms earn normal profit. So AR curve is tangent to the long run average cost curve. AR curve is tangent to the average cost curve. The point is Q is called average cost. So when there is an average cost and average revenue is equal, when the marginal cost and marginal revenue is equal, so in the long run the firm or the group of the firm get equilibrium or get a normal profit only in these conditions. Okay, so I hope that you can understand the long run equilibrium of the firm or the group of the firm. So in the last class we have studied about the short run and the long run. Now in the class long run. The last class we have studied how a firm gets equilibrium in the short run. Both we have studied in the two diagrams, profit and loss. And the long run, now we have studied about the MC is equal to MR and AC is equal to AR, the two conditions of the equilibrium of the group of the firm, how he gets the equilibrium in the long run. So I hope that you can understand the diagram and explanation about this topic, long run equilibrium. The page number under 11 and 12. And next topic, the wastage of monopolistic competition. The monopolistic competition, the monopolistic competition means it refers to the market situation where there are many firms selling a differentiated product. There is a competition which is keen, though not perfect, among many firms making very similar products. The similar products that I told you, the soap, shampoo and paste, likewise I told you. So no firm can have any practical influence on the price and output policies of the other sellers, nor can it be influenced much by their actions. Thus monopolistic competitions to competitions among a large number of sellers, monopolistic competition la large number of sellers producing close எல்லாம் ஒரே மாதிரியான பொருள் மாதிரி தான் தெரியும், பட் நாட் பர்ஃபெக்ட் சப்ஸ்டியூட். ஆனா அதற்குண்டான பர்ஃபெக்டான ஒரு சப்ஸ்டியூட் ப்ராடக்ட் கிடையாது ஃபார் ஈச் அதர். ஸோ தட் இஸ் அபவுட் த மொனோபோலிஸ்டிக் காம்படிஷன். இதுல இந்த மொனோபோலிஸ்டிக் காம்படிஷன்ல there are many firms are competing and producing differentiated products. What are the wastages? இதனால இவங்களுக்குள்ள நடக்கக்கூடிய இந்த உற்பத்தினால அதனால ஏற்படக்கூடிய வேஸ்டேஜ் என்ன அப்படி கேக்குறான். So there are large number of buyers and sellers in that. What is the wastage of monopolistic competition? There is an idle capacity in RAW. What is mean by idle capacity? Idle capacity என்ன? Idle அப்படியே அதனுடைய capacity மறைஞ்சு போயிடுது, மறைஞ்சு இருக்குது. எப்படி? Unutilized capacity is the difference between the optimum output that can be produced and the actual output produced by the firm. அப்போ ஒரு firm produce பண்றான், unutilized capacity இருக்கும். optimum output அப்படிங்கிறது என்ன உற்பத்தி பண்ணமோ அதுதான். அப்ப அதுக்கு மேலே என்ன பண்ணியிருப்பான், உற்பத்தி பண்றதுக்கு உண்டான செலவுகளை பண்ணியிருப்பான். ஆனா அது என்ன பண்றது இல்ல, there is an அது வந்து நமக்கு வெளி வெளித்தமா காமிக்கிறது கிடையாது. So that's why we say then the idle capacity. So in the long run, monopolistic firm produces deliberately output which is less than the output or less than the optimum output, that is the output corresponding to the minimum average cost. So this is done so mainly to create artificial rise price. இந்த மாதிரி சூழ்நிலையில் என்ன பண்ணிடுறோம், ஆர்டிஃபிஷியலா என்ன பண்ணிடுறோம், they are increasing the price. This leads to excess capacity, which is actually a waste in monopolistic competition. In the diagram we see that 5.8, the MF, MF means what? MF means the factor, marginal factor, quantity of the marginal factor refers to unused capacity if OF is produced. So the society will get large quantity with lower price. அப்ப இந்த சமயத்துல என்ன பண்ணிடுறாங்க, people get அதிகமான quantities, larger quantities with lower price. So it is one of the wastage of the monopolistic competition. It is idle capacity. Second one, unemployment. Under monopolistic competition, the firm produce less than the optimum output. அப்ப இந்த போட்டி போட்டு சேர்றதுனால என்ன பண்ணிடுறான் அப்படின்னா, what they produce less than the optimum output. As a result, what, the productive capacity is not used to the full extent. அப்ப இந்த சமயத்துல எந்த அளவுக்கு பயன்படுத்த முடியுமோ அதை பயன்படுத்த முடியாம போயிடுது. So this will lead to unemployment of human resources also. So it is one of the wastages of the monopoly competition. Third one, advertisement. You know that there is a lot of waste of competitive advertisements under the monopolistic competition. The wasteful and competitive advertisements lead to high cost to the consumer. For example, if I produce one product, in order to reach the people, what I have to do? I have to advertise my products. So I have to advertise my products through the via newspaper, through media, through the theater, through the auto, wherever, through the banner, flex. So likewise, I have to spend more on the cost of advertisements in my production. So what will lead? It will lead to, there will be an increase the price. அப்ப என்னுடைய பொருளை நான் விளம்பரப்படுத்தும் போது எனக்கு விளம்பரப்படுத்தக்கூடிய செலவு அதிகமா இருக்கும்போது நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன், எல்லா செலவுகளையும் கடைசி எங்க போய் வைப்பேன், கஸ்டமர் தலையில தான் போய் வைப்பேன். அப்ப என்ன சொல்றான் அப்படின்னா, when there is an competitions between the sellers, they are incurring so many advertisement cost. It leads to high cost to the consumers. It is also claimed that advertisements cheat to the consumers. அப்ப என்ன பண்றோம், ஒரு கோல்கட் பேஸ்ட் விளக்கிட்டு இருப்போம். We are using the Colgate paste. That may be a good. But if there is an another differentiated product like Pepsodent has come in the advertisement, we see in the TV or the theater or in the radio or the newspaper, that advertisement can be attracted you. That is the Colgate, Pepsodent is better than the Colgate. So we going on jumped out from Colgate to Pepsodent. So through the advertisement, how the producer, they attract the consumers by giving false so informations about the product. So it is one of the wastages of the advertisement. And too many varieties of goods. அப்ப இதல பார்க்கறோம், too many varieties of goods. நாம ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கோம், ஒரு பேஸ்ட்னா ஒரு பேஸ்ட் கம்பெனி, பெப்சோடன்ட்ங்கறான், விக்கோ டர்மரிக்ங்கறான், கோல்கேட்ங்கறான், சென்சோடைன்ங்கறான். சோ அப்ப நம்ம எந்த பேஸ்ட் க்ளோஸ் அப் அப்படிங்கறான், நம்ம கஸ்டமர்ஸ் they may confuse which paste is very good quality or quantity, which is useful to us. So people, they are confused in that. So too many varieties of the goods is the wastage of the monopoly competition. அதே மாதிரி ஷாம்பு யூஸ் பண்றோம், கிளினிக் பிளஸ், மீரா ஷாம்புங்கறான், ஷிக் ஷாம்பு அப்படிங்கறான், வெல்வெட் ஷாம்புங்கறான், வாயில வராத பேர்லாம் வைக்கிறான். So people, they are confused when they are so many variety of goods. அதே மாதிரி சோப்பு, ஓரப்பட்ட சோப்பு, டெட்டால் சோப்புங்கறான், மைசூர் சாண்ட் சோப்புங்கறான். So there are so many varieties and differentiated products. So in that situation, the people or the buyers or consumers very disturbed to which to use, which is product is a useful one. எந்த பொருள் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணா நமக்கு கரெக்டா இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு குழப்பத்துல தள்ளப்படுறான். So too many varieties of goods produced in larger quantity instead of larger varieties with a small quantity. So the last point about the wastage of monopolistic competition, inefficient firm. The competition நம்ம சொல்றோம், there is an efficient firm and inefficient firm. Under monopolistic competition, inefficient firms charge prices higher than the marginal cost. What the marginal cost? Marginal cost means addition made to the total. இறுதி நிலை செலவு. இறுதி நிலை செலவை காட்டிலும் என்ன பண்ணிடுறான்? Inefficient firm, they make a higher price their all their products. Such a type of inefficient firms should be kept out in the industry. But the buyers' preference for such products mostly due to the emotion enables the inefficient firms to continue to exist. The efficient firm cannot dry out inefficient firms because sometimes the efficient firms may not be able to spend money on attractive advertisement to lure the buyers. So in reality, the consumers are mostly emotional. In reality, the consumers mostly the consumer are mostly emotional rather than rational. So as stated the Richard Thaler, Nobel Prize winner of the year 2017, the economist, he said that the rational decisions are made by mind. Alla gavanchiko, the rational decisions are made by mind, but emotional decisions are made by heart. So the inefficient firm is a very good example. So my dear friends, so this is about the how the short run, how the long run they are gets a equilibrium. In the last class I have explained in the short run how a firm gets a equilibrium or output, how the MC, AC or AR, MR, in which conditions they are there. In that how they follow, they will get the profit or loss with the two diagram I have explained in the last class about the short run. Short run means the factors are fixed, only some variables can be changed. Appo அந்த சமயத்துல என்ன நடக்கும்ங்கறத நான் I told you. But in this class I explained about the long run equilibrium by the firm or the group of the equilibrium firm when MC is equal to MR. There are two conditions. In the short run, MC is equal to MR, but in the long run there are two conditions. MC is equal to MR and AC is equal to AR. Then I have explained the diagram how the long run the firm or industry or group of the firm gets an equilibrium. So with that I have explained about the wastages of the monopolistic competition, about the 5 points: the ideal capacity and unemployment and advertisement and too many varieties of goods and inefficient of the firms. That the Nobel Prize winner for the year 2017, the rational decisions are made by the mind and emotional decisions are made by heart. So with that I conclude this class. Then another one topic was there. In the next class I will complete the 5th chapter. So we are the end of the 5th chapter. So with this topic I will conclude. Then I will continue the last topic in the next class. Thank you.